Welcome back to the Rich Nonprofit. I'm Lisa Avila, and this is Straight Talk for Mission Driven Women. There are two types of nonprofit leaders who head into Q4, and only one of them is going to get what they want this year. The first type is scrambling. They are about to hit the busiest season of the year without a plan. They're hoping that their year end appeal will somehow cover the gap. They are crossing their fingers that the board will approve next year's budget, and they are praying that their biggest funders will renew. Doesn't sound like where you want to be, does it? No. The second type of leader is ready. They've mapped out their Q4 strategy weeks ago. They know which conversations they need to have and when. They've positioned their organization as the obvious choice for serious investment. They aren't hoping for funding, they are expecting it, as any good CEO would. And if I asked you right now, which type of leader would you say you are? No judgment. But if you don't know the answer to that question immediately, you're type one. And type one leaders don't win in Q4. And I do not want that for you. When I get on calls with nonprofit leaders who tell me they need help with strategy, I ask them, well, what's your Q4 funding goal? And if they say, well, we need to raise enough to get through the year. Okay, that's not a strategy. And when I ask them what conversations they have scheduled, they say, well, we're planning to reach out soon. And I have heard this. It's like there's a fear there to reach out. And because it's kind of sales, right? You're selling your nonprofit, you're selling yourself, but it needs to be done because you really need to get those major donors. And if I ask them how they're positioning their organization to board members who could open doors, well, I don't really want to be pushy. I'm grateful they are on my board. Nope, nope, nope. Your board of directors are there to help you, support you, and introduce you to other people who can help you. And smart, passionate leaders running important organizations need to approach the most critical quarter of the year in a new way. Not that they're still figuring things out. They need to lead. I want to hear my goal is 400,000 in Q4. And I know the relationships that could get me there, but I need a little bit of help. That's great. Or they tell me, yes, my board is on board, if you will, and I have asked for introductions to corporate partners. Yes, fantastic. Do you hear the difference there? One group is hoping it's going to work out, the other group is executing so that it does work out. One group is reactive, the other group strategic. One group is asking for permission, and the other group is already assuming success. And the difference isn't resources, it's preparation. The leaders who are going to win in Q4 didn't start planning last week. They've been building toward this moment for months. They aren't waiting until October to figure out their funding strategy. They already mapped it out in July. They're not going to wait until November to start having these donor conversations. They've been nurturing these relationships all year long. And they're not going to wait until December to get their board aligned. They've been positioning this since their August meeting. So while the first group was putting out fires and reacting to urgencies, the second group was building systems and relationships. Do you want to be working in your organization or do you want to be working on your organization? Because the leaders who are going to prosper and create the most impact by the end of Q4, they're working on their organization and they're delegating the work that needs to be done in their organization. And now here we are in October, and the gap between those two groups is about to become very obvious to everyone. Because Q4, right now, October, November, December, is when funders are making their biggest decisions. It's when foundations are allocating grant budgets, and it's when corporate partners choose their community investment strategies. If you walk into these conversations unprepared, you're going to get passed over. They're going to say, sorry, decisions have already been made. And it's not about luck, connections, it's about preparation. But I want you to know that right now, in mid-October, there's still time for you to choose which type of leader you are going to be. But you need to choose now because the leaders who are going to win in Q4 aren't just executing random tactics. They have systems, they have strategic thinking that is guiding every decision. And they know how to position their organization as an investment opportunity instead of a charity case. No one wants to be a charity case. They know how to have conversations that create excitement, and they know how to engage their board as strategic partners. Most importantly, they know how to lead from confidence instead of just getting by. So, what separates these leaders from organized to just getting by? Strategic thinking, of course. Leaders who are going to do well in Q4 didn't try to figure out everything by themselves, which is what I talked about in the last episode. You can't do it alone. You need support and accountability. And these leaders know this, and they have invested in getting strategic support. And they're not waiting until they felt completely ready or until they had extra time. That never happens. Or until the budget is perfect and there's extra money or whatever. They have prioritized strategic thinking because they understand that everything else depends on it. Because then from there, you can go step by step and grow your mission. And you can't wing your way to sustainability. You can't hope that your organization is going to grow. And you can't improvise your way to board alignment. These things require strategy. And strategy requires focused time with people who know how to think strategically about nonprofit leadership. And listen, I am not telling you this to make you feel badly where you are right now if you're going, oh my gosh, I'm so behind the eight ball. I'm telling you this because there is still time to be that second type of leader if you act now. I want to help you position your organization so that you are not behind the eight ball, so that you can then align your board. You can go to them with your big goals and how you are going to execute these goals in Q4 and into 2026. You need to build your leadership confidence, and I want to help you do that. And that's why I created Momentum Virtual Retreats, because I see so many wonderfully intelligent, mission driven, hard on their sleeve nonprofit leaders, and they're missing opportunities because they didn't get their strategy in place. So, Momentum is 2 intensive half days where we build out Q4 strategy, talk about what you want your goals to be in 2026 so that you can start planning on how to get there now. Whatever it is that you need, funding plan, board alignment, systems are so important, and your leadership confidence. These aren't just tactics, it's strategic thinking where we work on this together of what you need for sustainability and to create more impact. It's not just advice, it's concrete plans that you can start implementing immediately. And this really helps you and your team move forward. I don't want you to wait until end of year to get strategic because by then you've already missed your opportunities. And this isn't about winning, which I have been saying throughout this episode. It's not about winning the race. It's about winning and moving your vision because your vision is so important. And I know that it can be hard to find the mental space to think clearly and find the time to build systems. But doing it now in October and beginning of November is going to set you up for success. So the question is, which type of leader do you want to be? The type who hopes for the best and reacts, keeps reacting as things come up over and over? Or the type who builds for success and then executes with confidence? I want you to be the second type. Go to the show notes and you can learn more about virtual momentum and claim your spot because Q4 is here, whether you are ready or not. And I want you to be prepared to win. Come on, we all want to win. And more importantly, grow your vision. I will see you next time on The Rich Nonprofit.